STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about some, I don't know, what would you call this, man? Investment psychology?
Yes, sir.
Investment psychology combined with reality, right? Obviously, given the times that we're in, it's always it's a very interesting time for managing a portfolio because it seems like there's only one direction, which is down, no matter what you do. Unless, of course, if the feds come and print some more money. In that case, man, I am loading Tesla, I'm loading Dogecoin, I'm loading GameStop. Which other meme coins are there?
I'm surprised you didn't mention that you're going to follow Warren Buffett and buy Apple.
Warren Buffett is an idiot. But anyhow, moving on. Right. I invested in Apple before Warren Buffett. So I don't think I can be taking advice from Warren Buffett on how to invest. So you are not up to speed. But I don't want to be blasting you because you're not really the one doing the investing.
No.
But you're the punching back. You signed up for it. So go back and tell the rest of your minions. The rest of you are idiots. Okay? But anyway, let's move back to the topic here.
This is what it does to get us banned, yo.
Listen, man, freedom of speech must carry on, okay? And the moment you stop using your speech, that's when you become a slave. Here's the difference. Some of us are free people on this earth, and we recognize it. Some of you are not. It's okay. Just stay where you are. There is no use in. We cannot save you. You understand? That's kind of difficult task to do. For us to come and save you, it means that we have to stop being great. What is that thing they say? Never minimize yourself to make another person look
Big.
So if you do not recognize your freedom, I don't know what to tell you. Let's move on with the topic.
Let's go.
And if Instagram bans us, you know that's because they are the ones trying to suppress our. Or if YouTube bans us, then you know that they're the ones trying to.
They are already shadow banning us.
Yeah, well, I think that is just because they're racist. But it is what it is. We'll keep it pushing.
You pulled the black hat.
Listen, 2 black cards is what I pulled: the African one and the American one. Let's go.
All right, investment psychology.
All right, look, man. So when you're investing in something, obviously you have to have your investment thesis. You've probably done quite a bit of research. You've listened to people like Warren Buffett because they are the experts, in quotes.
That's an assumption. Do you have an investment thesis? That is the question.
That is true. That is true. Talk to the people about an investment thesis, man.
If you're investing at all, you should have a thesis.
Okay.
So a lot of people get their thesis by watching YouTube channels like us.
But like us? No, they don't get the investment thesis from watching YouTube channels like us. When you watch us, you know that you're on the path to greatness. Because we have clearly broken down and shown you mathematically Bitcoin is the superior economy. So when you watch us, you're watching for freedom. You're not watching on how to go and trade your time for fiat, which is... But anyhow, carry on, man.
Right.
Let's go on.
And some people watch CNBC.
Kramer. The Kramer squad, man.
And some people follow Peter Shift on the gold standard.
How is that going?
Right?
Yep.
But you must have a thesis if you're invested.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people look at Bitcoin as an investment, but is it really an investment? Or is it freedom plus investment plus everything else that you want to think of? So, while we were discussing about this, we said, you know what? We need to bring this information to the people. Let's go do some research.
Absolutely.
And there's this site here called Zero Edge. It has a combination of readings from some of the greatest people, greatest websites, from alt market to anti-war to capitalist employment to Bitcoin magazine to Mike Kaiser's website and so on and so forth. Great information. And this site is telling us a lot of stuff that we're talking about.
Absolutely.
That we've been talking to you guys about. So we're here just talking to you guys about it today.
For sure. Listen, so when you're investing in something, right?
Yep.
The first thing you want to have is conviction.
Yes.
Right. You will notice that anyone who is a great investor, Warren Buffett and all these guys, I know that I just came from saying he's an idiot, but light jokes. But you cannot take away from it. When those guys invest, you can see that they have full conviction in what they're doing and they go full force ahead. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, name anyone who has been absolutely spectacular. You will see that they committed to their strategy and they follow through with it no matter what. Right?
Hey, but they also get to go to the White House and push somebody.
Well, it is what it is, right? But the bottom line is like they commit all the way to it to the point where they will go that far to the White House, right? To get what they want.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the same strategy that we have to have with Bitcoin,
Yeah.
right? When you understand it and you see how much more superior it is, at that point in time, you have to have full conviction in Bitcoin for it to really make sense. Now, you can always also look at the facts and data because,
You have to. That's how you get your conviction.
you know what I'm saying? As we see now in this article, which we're looking at here, right? It shows some of the things that are currently ongoing, the things that people have in their mind, some of the things that people are also convicted about. For example, the dollar is fiat and is going to zero.
Okay.
Mathematically, you can see that this is something that, I mean, whether you want to believe it or
It's
not.
a fact. Just ask them.
Yeah.
The milk and egg you were buying last year, is it the same price this year?
All right, you better have strong conviction. The prices are up. The dollar will lose its value as a reserve currency. We can already see this the geopolitically, right? After the dollar was weaponized, especially against Russia, we see BRICS nation coming out. We see all other nations trying to.
Was it Venezuela that just exited the US dollar last week or this past weekend?
No, I think Venezuela. Is it no Venezuela, Argentina? I think one of them are definitely.
Going for the exit doors.
Yes, one of them are going for exitors, but the other one is actually screwed because it took money from the IMF again, and the IMF told them that they cannot use any crypto. Like I said, man, not everyone is a leader, and some people will just not make it. There is too much debt, and the US will eventually default.
We did a video about that last week.
Okay, well, so conviction, a recession or a depression is coming, because fill in the blank. Well,
We're already in the recession, man. Come on.
we're already there.
It's just been redefined.
The world is going to be a worldwide. There's going to be a worldwide shortage of food and oil. We can't say that's impossible. We cannot say it's impossible for that to happen. Look at Europe right now. You know, Ukraine was the greatest wheat exporter,
Yep.
right? So that's been.
But that was another World Bank setup where African nations were not allowed to sell their grains, and only Europe was allowed to export. And now, that shift is going on right now.
Man, again, like I say, man, now is the time for African nations to really step up on their leverage, man.
Yeah,
Okay, and tell these people like step back.
we got this.
Listen, man, future leaders are here. These ideas that you're seeing here. Anyway,
Speaking
there's
facts.
going to be a worldwide shortage of food and oil. Interest rates can only go higher.
It's manipulated. It's up and down, up and
Yeah,
down.
they can move it wherever they want, right?
Yeah.
But if they bring it down, that is the end of the dollar.
Well, because it's got to be hyper. Well, if they bring
You
it
will
down,
be printing more money to bring it down.
you have to.
Yes, which means that
More
the
money
dollar
back
is
into
going
the
to be
system.
even more useless.
Yeah, more
Which
money in the
means-
system means.
Exactly. More people will buy Bitcoin.
Yep.
So please print more money. The government is going to confiscate everything.
They've done it before. Don't be surprised.
Where,
They can
in
do it again.
America?
Yeah, they took everybody's gold.
Yeah, you guys keep forgetting the part that
And they can
people
take
have
your land,
guns.
even if you own it.
You keep forgetting the part that people have guns in America. I think that is the one thing that they made a mistake on long time ago.
Your second constitutional amendment.
Yeah.
But the funny part about it is that do not let all this gimmick on TV saying, "Oh, they need to take the guns away from the people." Once they do that, go ask Nigerians. You can't even fight back.
Listen, I think that is just fear. A lot of what they're doing is just by mindset. Because I assure you, man, if it was to come down to it, when they say the government will confiscate everything, who is the government? Is Jerome Powell going to knock on your door? Is Biden going to knock on your door? Because I don't think the U.S. military will be turning against their own family.
The U.S. military actually are the ones with the guns,
Yeah.
with their families.
I am waiting to see that command happen. Because I don't think that the U.S. military is going
You
to...
saw what happened during Trump, right? That's why everybody's scared of Trump.
Yeah, I don't think that that's going to happen, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. Now, society is on the edge of collapse.
Everywhere, every nation, France.
I disagree with that one. I just think we're in a reshuffling.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, it happens.
So, how do you now come up with your investment strategy given all that madness going on?
Exactly. With a situation like this, it seems like, I mean, we can see it in the markets itself, right? The markets are being wrecked, destroyed. And, of course, you have people like your gold box. Of course, you can also look at performance of other assets. What do we have here? The government intervention versus the stock market. What is this one? Double up.
This diagram right here is just basically telling you each time the governments are put their nails, what do you want to call it, their ends,
Yeah.
into the stock market, and how, let's say, everybody's saying the market is going to crash,
Yeah.
which is what everybody's concept is
Expecting.
right now. And what happens if they decide to say, okay, we're gonna alt interest rate increases,
Right.
we're gonna print more money. Forget your puts, man. You're destroyed.
Yes. Which, again, so much for free market, right? Isn't this where the free market is supposed to come in? And it's supposed to be representative of the people's sentiment. Look at this is the S&P, right? 500 over the past how many years? Now, one interesting thing is there's this concept that, hey, if you just keep holding and holding and holding over the years, the market always comes back. The market always comes back, right? Fine. That statement was true forever. You could just hold and hold and hold and hold, and the market will come back, and so on and so forth. But this chart here is from 2010 to now. Now, what is missing is that if you see people were holding and holding and holding forever, claiming that, well, when it crashes, then it will come back. Those people lost it all in 2008.
Sure, I just
Right.
this last market crash, I lost almost 3 years worth of investment.
You pull back about 3 years of investment, right? Now, but here's the interesting think about the massive group that is in that retirement age, right? When they see that pullback, they do not have the time for it to wait for it to come back,
They don't have 10 years to come
right?
back.
Which means in 10 years, a lot of those people may have died
Yep.
or may no longer need the money. And so now the people who are managing these funds have gotten their cop out.
Basically, what you're saying is that if you're 60, 70 years old, please get out of SPY.
Right, exactly. So now we now see again now that the SPY has come back, it has recovered, and they're like, oh yeah, well, you see 2008. When you watch someone like Stephen Graham tell you like, well, in 2008, then the market come out. That beardless boy was not even in investment age in 2008, man. His portfolio was not, you know what I mean? It was not one of those ones where it was like, oh well,
It does not even have the money.
it was
to
not
be
of
there.
significance,
Yeah.
right? Because there's cycles to this thing, and you can calculate it across anyone's life. Looking at an average,
Don't get
man.
caught in one of those jam packs down
Exactly,
there,
man. Find yourself on the outside of this bell curve,
Yeah.
because a lot of people fall in it. Now, when you factor in inflation,
though. Minus.
despite this rise,
Ooh. So even let's say you had a 10% growth in your SPY,
yes,
right? And
Yes.
inflation is growing 10% every day. You're still in the negative. Golly. Did you guys see that? Did you guys just see that?
okay. Well, look, it's interesting, man. A lot of
They tell you that SPY gives you an average return of 10 or 11% annually,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, we didn't see that this past 2 years.
Yeah.
But this past 2 years, we also had inflation, right?
absolutely massive
And they're
inflation,
telling us it's 7%, it's
Massive
9%.
inflation.
We all know it's like 15, 20% or more.
right?
Because go to the grocery stores, you can tell. So
Exactly.
you guys, put the numbers together, let it make sense to you.
So you can kind of pull up a bunch of different charts,
Yep.
and kind of do the same sort of
Chat galore.
analysis.
Chat galore.
Right, whether you're looking at gold, whether you're looking at commodities,
Peter Shift, gold is just like,
yeah, Peter Schiff. I think that guy makes his own money from something else, man. Because that guy is like the most hard-headed.
I don't know how he makes money because gold is not really moving much.
Yeah, And listen, man, and the whole time, Bitcoin is slapping him in his face, but he will not. Listen, his son is holding Bitcoin. That's already domination. So fear not, sir. Okay, he's already made enough money anyway, so he probably doesn't care. So I guess it varies for everyone. Look at all these indexes here: commodities, emerging markets, Vanguard 5. All of these things, you would see that they've all been slapped down by inflation to a certain point. So now you have to ask yourself, what would be the appropriate investment or asset to be holding in a time like this?
With all the facts that we've given you.
Yes.
Because you just don't, like, there's always something going on. Some geopolitical, some are internal.
Right.
You see the inflation, deflation, everything. Where do you store your value? That's the big question everybody's trying to answer.
Right.
Because you don't have any control of any of it.
I think there's only one superior asset that if you put it against all of these things, it seems to be showing.
I find it interesting that people take the time to watch mass media and follow all these people that they follow, but they're not taking the time to learn Bitcoin. Because if they do, maybe that would help them realize that it's a better form of investment.
That's very true. And when you look at someone like Dave Ramsey, man, I listened to his stuff in the early days quite a bit, and it's very helpful. until you get to Bitcoin.
I think people graduate out of Dave Ramsey.
Well, yeah, I guess people keep learning is what happens.
Yeah.
He's, I think fine. He's earned his place doing what he
Like
does.
even Susan
right?
Oman does
And-
not make sense to me anymore, which is sad.
Ooh,
Susan Oman.
Susan Oman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's because they understood the traditional system, and that is what they grew up in, and they knew how to work within that system.
I really feel like they are teaching you to take your money, your store value, to make
Yes.
other companies richer.
Yeah, because that was their way. That was their model. When you start making sense and coming outside of that box, it no longer works. So it is what it is. That's what I say. We are in a time where we have to come up with our own models to be investing for the future. I just don't think that the old stuff works anymore, which is why an environment like this does not favor the lazy.
No, it doesn't.
Right.
Doesn't.
We know that Bitcoin has clearly been outperforming all of these things, even though it's in a shorter period of time. So when you look at that trend and you see just the events that are happening right now around the world, we know that Bitcoin adoption is rising. We see more apps being built, more interaction. We saw ordinals, which it's a tricky situation, but I think that was good for Bitcoin. So with that being said, I think when you look at the performance of Bitcoin year over year, right, to this point in time, there is this one website, I wish I had pulled it up, but it shows Bitcoin against everything, every commodity on earth. And Bitcoin is winning in almost every category. So there's a point where we all have to just be realistic, man, and just look at the actual numbers and skip the fluff with the suits and all this stuff and just really look factually.
Take your time.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the men in the suits.
Yeah.
You believe in yourself. Go and study it.
Someone could say we're shilling Bitcoin, but I also have to, to a situation like that, I also have to ask, why would I not shield freedom?
Boom.
Why would I not shield freedom? It's very important for people to understand this stuff. So if you guys have any questions about these things, or if you want to sit down and just talk to people about Bitcoin, if you need assistance understanding the environment, or maybe you want to check out some of our services, okay, like configuring cold storage wallets, understanding how to really live on the Bitcoin standards, buying and selling things, right, using your Bitcoin, right? There's things like Bitrefill and so many other things in the Bitcoin ecosystem that are really already live and can be used. Let us know. Shoot us an email. Drop a comment down below.
Yep.
How else can we be contacted? We need to get our website up. We'll get on it.
That's a test. Limit on
Exactly. But listen, we are there to assist. Bitcoin education is free, but our time is not. Okay? So there are certain things that once you contact us, we will give you all the free information we can give you, but we also have services.
Yep.
And if you would like to check those out as well, we highly recommend it and we highly appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Any final thoughts, sir?
Yeah, I mean, if you're still stuck, it's understandable. Stuck in the investment mindset, and you invest in Tesla, you invest in Apple. It's sort of similar, except for this time around, it's decentralized. It's not controlled by Elon Musk. When Elon Musk says something crazy, the price goes down. We all, you and I,
Right.
impact the actual price of Bitcoin, or in fact the value, store value. It's freedom money. It's literally, it's everything. It's even it's like the internet. You can build on it. It's an operating system. The list goes on. So yeah, just ask you, do yourself a favor, and we know the madness going on. Right. Just go figure out the solution. The solution is right in front of you.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to the channel. We are at 666, man. We want to be at 667. So please help us make that happen. Or I'm going to unsubscribe myself.
Get us out of that CBDC money.
Yes, that's CBDC. This Illuminati, man. Illuminati has a grip on our toe right now, man. Get us away from this number. Subscribe, follow us on Twitter as well, STAKK. We're also on Facebook at STAKK. Instagram is a biatch. And of course, you can also follow us on Spotify at STAKK. Until next time, praise and out.